Hey everyone, welcome back to Go Kick Me. Today we are going to be talking about another Kickstarter project. This is called The Point, the home-friendly alarm. This is a home smart device that can detect what's going on in your house when you're not there. As they say, The Point is a complete home alarm in a single device. No invasive cameras or complex setups. Know instantly when something is wrong. Okay, so first, I actually really like this project. And I'm going to pick it apart a little bit, but trust me, actually I think it's pretty good. So first of all, they say it's a single device when actually it's not really a single device because they're selling them in packs of multiple units together. Really what it is like one device per room, or maybe a couple per house. So it's not really single. But anyway, the idea being if you don't want to have a camera and audio recording in your house that's blasting your picture up on the internet for anyone to see, any hacker to intercept, this is an alternative. So basically it's just a kind of a sensor suite that can be placed wirelessly anywhere in your house, runs off of batteries, and can feed back information that is not too invasive back to the internet, which can then be controlled with an app. So let's just take a quick look at the video. So they've got the boss guy introducing it.
That's why it is now used by thousands of people across the world.
As they mentioned, they've got thousands of people using it already.
The next generation.
Because this is their second time doing it.
Community, and we've seen how families and neighbors.
So they do a kind of an interesting
Bob, and Judy
example
Anderson.
case here.
And then
So we have a nice Swedish family and their neighbor here, who is not shady looking at all. Let's see what he says.
this is their home with Point. Point can sense smoke.
So this is actually pretty cool. So for example, if you aren't home and you have a smoke detector go off, it actually can tell you who in the house is there and who's not. So in this case, if I'm someone who's not at home, this thing will tell me, hey, there's smoke in your house. Maybe your whole family's incapacitated or whatever. So in this case, the mom can message to the rest of the family, say, hey, what's going on? And then the daughter says, sorry, I was smoking pot upstairs and set the smoke detector. Oh no, I was making toast, and here I happen to have a nice piece of clip art of a burnt piece of toast to try to cover my tracks. So the idea being that at least you can tell when something's happening in case the rest of the family is incapacitated or not aware. This thing will let everybody know. They have another case here where the music's going off and it says nobody's home. What's going on? And then Judy says, oh, just me and my friends having a party. Oh wait, no, I left the radio on. And this one is also interesting. It's actually kind of funny. So someone steals something from your house, nobody's home, the app notifies everybody, and then now Susan and Bob are like, wait, I'm not home either. So then they ask Alex, and Alex says, hey, you won't believe what happened. So Alex knows what happened, but he doesn't want to tell anyone. I guess they didn't want to have a kind of a downer story about someone, breaking into your house and stealing everything. So it's some sort of misunderstanding with Alex, apparently. Yeah, he's probably didn't steal your computer. But anyway, that's the examples they give. And the idea being that this is an alternative to your traditional, home alarm system. Rather than putting sensors on each window and door and throughout the house, smoke detectors, etc., you can just have a couple of these things in the key parts of your house. And it has all kinds of sensors in there. So humidity, air pressure, particle sensor. Actually, some of these are probably on the same sensor. The particles is actually the smoke and things like that. And then the light sensor, and all this is probably all one sound transducer. Anyway, so I guess accelerometer. So hypothetically, could do could tell earthquakes and stuff too, or if someone is towing your house away, maybe. But it's actually pretty cool that they have all this together in one suite, and then they have an app which brings it all together. So they have some examples of the way that the app can work And so yeah, you get a notification, you click in, and it'll sort of tell you what's going on, you know. And it also has a way to, because everybody in the house hypothetically has a smartphone now, and they have this app. If they bring their phone with them, this app can basically detect that you're moving away from the location of the house and then turn it on automatically. And so you can do it manually, or you can have it automatically check where you are. Personally, I don't know if I want my app running all the time, checking my GPS and interfacing with the internet to tell people where I am or where I am not. But that's just me. But the idea being that you'll get these notifications, and then you have the chance to warn other people through their notifications what's going on. And I guess from the looks of it, there's sort of this messaging platform is built into the app itself, which kind of is a little bit pain because, if dad upgrades his phone and forgets to install the app again, that means that he's kind of off the grid. Or if you're trying to get your neighbor to go, does that mean you have to twist your neighbor's arm to get him to do it? I think you can actually, it mentions somewhere in there that you can do text messaging as well. So so that's good. But one other thing here is they actually, because it measures things not just in the last 10 minutes or the last 10 days, it's actually, months and months. It can do up to years. So you can start doing things like long-term health monitoring of your house. So for example, this case, if there's high humidity for more than 10 days in the house, they're going to tell you, hey, there's a mold risk. So that's actually kind of cool. Living in a house in a humid environment, I actually wouldn't mind if I had something telling me that rather than me having to, check behind the drawers and the cabinets to see if there's any mold growing. So, actually mold is a kind of an insidious thing because it's not like you just notice it one day. You just might start getting a cough slowly over time, and next thing you know, you get some sort of sinus infection. And if this thing could warn you, a month before that happened, that would actually be pretty helpful. So this is interesting, and it's battery powered, lasts 6 to 12 months. That's actually pretty good, and it's a rechargeable battery. So all you have to do is just plug in a USB-C on it, and works with all these different systems and apps. And I think these guys are pretty safe to bet on. They've done it before. They've got some good coverage, and they look pretty professional. And obviously, the video and stuff is pretty well done. Summary of features. Yeah, we already looked through this. And they actually have a kind of an interesting. If you're a real nerd, you can go through and look at the video of exactly what's in the box and how it works. They kind of walk through some examples of just the motion detector and stuff. And here's the timeline. So as mentioned before, they did one in 2014 and actually shipped it. Took them a year. That's not so bad, right? Compared to some. And then now the second one is much, much faster. So they're launching the campaign in November. It's already almost Christmas and it's still going. And I think this one ends in another 2 weeks. And so basically they'll be closing it around the end of the year. And March is when it's supposed to start shipping. So, and March is when it's supposed to start manufacturing. And then May is when people start getting it. So, you're talking, I guess if you bought it now, you'd get it in 6 months. That's actually not too bad. And given these guys' track record, I'd say that's pretty likely. And as you can see, it's not a single point. It's multiple points, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so let's look at how we're doing here on the campaign. Way popular. Definitely, 6 times their goal. So this is another case where they're pretty much using Kickstarter to market themselves more than to get the funds to make it, obviously. And given that they were successful last time, why not? That makes good sense. The fact that, probably a lot of people are following them who either bought the first one or maybe thought about buying the first one, so they'll see this one and say, hey, okay, the new version's out, I'll finally get it. So that's pretty cool. I guess it closes on December 23rd, so hurry up. Don't miss it. For the rewards, pat on the back. I don't know. I'm always critical of these kind of things. Like, they've clearly made it already. They've clearly paid for it already. But some people are just giving them $5 for free anyway. Okay, I guess if you got money to burn, you know, I would rather see these for real, like, people bootstrapping, rather than these guys who, you know, the extra $900 is not going to make a huge difference to these guys. But there might be some other projects that really are struggling to reach a goal to start to make something, and they could probably use that free cash a little bit better. Anyway, so early bird was $79. Now you can get it for $89, which is not too bad for a single point. One key thing on here is the subscription. So it actually mentions it in the video. If you buy this in retail at some future point when they start selling it on retail, if they start selling on retail, there will be a monthly subscription price, which I guess is to activate the app, which actually is kind of a turnoff. It's kind of a huge turnoff. I personally wouldn't do it, but it's a business model that some people do. You know, but if I saw something that cost me money to run, or cost me money to run more than in a super disabled version, I might not buy it. I probably wouldn't buy it. But in this case, you know, if you buy it through the Kickstarter, you get a lifetime subscription. So that's a pretty good reason to buy it now, and maybe to never buy it if it's not through Kickstarter. So I'm not exactly sure if I like that, you know, that business model that they're threatening you with. But in this case, if you buy through Kickstarter, you don't have to worry about it. So I think they mention it somewhere in here, like you won't ever have to pay a subscription fee.
The new point will come with a subscription when it hits retail. But we want to offer you something special. All Kickstarter backers, new and old, will get free lifetime service. So please support us and join us on our journey.
Okay, so that's the point. If you guys have any questions or feedback, if you've owned a point or you want to get a point, please share your knowledge and insight below in the comment section. If you are from MINUT and I totally got anything wrong or got anything right, please let us know in the comments as well. And if you would like us to cover your Kickstarter project, just send us a message or give us a comment, and we will see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out our other reviews of Kickstarter and GoFundMe projects. See you guys later. Bye.